infinite through your earthly loves, and then you can get the great love overall. And when he was 22, he wrote a very masterpiece, I would say, his songs. But before I go into that song, which I'm going to sing, but when he was only 16 to 18 years old, he wrote, but 22 very Padavalis, or Vaishnav Padavalis. He was just going through his experiments, and he loved the Padavalis, the Vaishnav Padavalis, and then he took a pseudonym of Bhanusingha, and he then published this, and then tell everybody, so how was it? And it was fantastic. Who's this new poet? And he was so shy that this is going. How people would accept it. And then obviously it came out that it was him, Tagore. So it is known as Bhanusingha's Padavali, and you have heard lots of songs in different phases in your journey through Tagore's song, I'm pretty sure. But I'm not going to sing from those, because those are human love, mostly human love. He never mentioned Radha Krishna, that concept, in any of his writings. He would never mention any of the goddess of Hindu in his writings. He believed in human heart. He believed in humanity. That's the main thing. And then finding God in humanity. That's his main philosophy. And with this mystic and Tagore, I would conclude with that findings in my journey through Tagore as well. And again, I'm very grateful to Kaiser for giving me this topic. And the last song, he himself, even when he was in late 60s, late 70s, this one when he composed, he was only 22, and he loved this. Any programs he used to sing this. And here you can see that he's longing, and in a Krishna's flute. Can you remember that? So the flute is actual that music, that soothing sound is getting God, is calling you with love. That's how it is. And I think this would be fitting to him. And he wouldn't let anyone teach this song to anybody else. He said, learn it from me, because I know it best than anybody. This is how precious this song was in his heart. And that's been written in many examples. So I'm going to read the translation of it. Now this is a problem, because no one has translated this in the whole world. So when I came in here, I asked Kaiser that let's just do the translation here. So I just did it whilst I was sitting there, and so I hope you pardon me for my translation of this one. I'm enthralled by the call. I'm enthralled by the call. Who's playing the flute outside? Thought I would stay at home, wouldn't go out. I hear the sound of the beautiful flute. What shall I do? I heard in the deep forest by the river Yamuna the gentle evening breeze, and the flute is being played. Oh, my friends, if you know the path, please tell me. বাঁশি ডেকেছে ভেবেছিলে ঘরে কোথাও যাব না ভেবেছিলে ঘরে রব কোথাও যাব না ওই যে বাহিরে বাজিল বাঁশি বল কি করে ওই যে বাহিরে বাজিল বাঁশি বল কি করে শুনেছি কুঞ্জ যমুনাতে সাঁঝের বেলা বাজে বাঁশি ধীর সুরে শুনেছি কুঞ্জ যমুনাতে সাঁঝের বেলা বাজে ওগো তোরা জানিস যদি আমার পথ বলে দে আমার বাঁশিতে ডেকেছে দেখিলে তার মুখের হাসি তার ফুলের মালা পরিয়ে আসি দেখিলে তার মুখের হাসি তারে বলে